You ready? Oh. All right. Just for completeness, we'll start 2 lines from the top and then just go through Beis. And Gimel rather. It says in Igulim, there is no mention in Sifrei Kabbalah about the phenomenon of zivugim. Zivug means that you have a joining from an upper oil to a lower, from a mashpi and a kavod. And in Igulim it doesn't apply. Hainu, and that is lefi shebi Igulim, because in the case of Igulim, harei hatachtoin ein bimhus umitzius dover. Because the tachtoin is not a full-fledged presence. Vein yochel lekabel oir ho'elyoin. And thus it is incapable of accepting the higher oil, the oil coming from the higher. Or b'derech klal, in a general terms sense, hu bechinas ha'ora levad. It has the quality of only a ha'ora. It only has a functional presence. Shezehu ma she'eine mitzius. Ha'ora is that which is not a real mitzius. And therefore, since it is not a mitzius, ve'eine yochel lekabel gilui oir ho'atzmus. And here's where the point is being made. It cannot accept, receive a gilui oir, and an expressed oir of atzmus, of an oil that comes from an etzem.
An oil that comes from an etzem would be like the oil choser.
Well, in oil choser there is that element, but in zivug, that is clearly the Ayin that we're discussing the whole time.
Zivug in this sense is more general than oil choser.
It's more powerful than oil choser. It actually creates a whole entity. Shabim yoyer olav ho'atzmus, for if the atzmus should come and influence it, yizbate legamri, then this oil will be nizbate legamri. Please mute your phone. Please mute your phone. Thank you. Hello? Yizbate legamri. Then it would cease to be totally. Because his whole inyan is a ha'or levad. This is a very clear thing, and I really would like that we should understand this principle. We can understand at many levels, and I'm going, as we already did, present it on a level where we can very directly relate to the concept. We have oil emanating from the shemesh, and we have oil hashemesh. Oil that is representative of the presence of the sun itself. And we already discuss it, that emanating from the shemesh is oil that illuminates. Illumination means it enables you to see objects. To the extent that there is even so to speak, a worldly, a physical phenomenon involved that explains how it makes you see, because the oil emanates from the shemesh, and it travels through all these miles, and it hits the object, and then it deflects from the object, and that's how you see. In any case, it has a functional presence. Then there is the oil hashemesh, the oil that is there because the shemesh is there. Please mute your phone, whoever you are. We appreciate it. Thank you. Hello?
It's 10
So we said, Oil HaShemesh, the effect of the Oil HaShemesh, or the presence of the Shemesh, is not light, but day. We expressed it many times. Day is in contrast to night. Day is not in contrast to darkness, where you don't see things. It's in contrast to night. It's a different period completely, a different phenomenon, a different presence. When you speak of day, it is an understatement, totally, to say by day you could see things. Therefore, if you are talking about the ha'or that makes you see things, and then you bring the effect of day upon it, that ha'or is totally dissipate, doesn't lose its presence completely. To the extent that if you refer to it, you're missing the whole point. You're missing the reality. And this is the pshat that in Igulim, the Tachton does not have its own presence. It has only a functional presence. It doesn't have a standalone presence, as we said, in demonstrating various things. The fish doesn't hold itself up. It is constantly being held up. It doesn't have the capacity to hold itself up. It doesn't have, if we could speak in those terms, the mentality of holding itself up. So therefore, this is a ha'or, which means it is not a metzias dover, not a real metzias that stands on its own. So if oil ha'atzmi should sign upon it, this is like in our moshel, the oil of the presence of sun, then it would completely be nisbat. It becomes a non-entity.
Would you say it has muhus but not mitzius? It doesn't have both of them together, but one it does have?
Well, it has a mahus, but doesn't have a mahus b'fnei atzmai. Everything has a mahus, even the ha'orah has a mahus. What is its message? What is its presence? But it doesn't have an independent mahus.
So muhus here does not mean essential. Essence, quality.
The word mahus means, what is this? It could be an ha'orah, and it has the mahus of a ha'orah. It has to go together. Mahus b'fnei atzmai, an independent presence. So similarly in this case, we'll go into this a little bit. Atzmus should have an impact upon it, and Yoyer would have an impact. Yizbatl Megamli, it will be completely Yizbatl. It will completely lose its presence. Just like we have the illustrated in terms of light and Sunday and sun. Similar Ayin is in the Kirchus Ruchnim. One way to demonstrate it is Re'iyah and Shmiya. Re'iyah means sight. Shmiya means hearing. In terms of on a functioning level, let's take our classical table. If somebody were to describe to you what a table is, and he will explain to you all the details, that there's a board and there's legs that support the board and there's a wall, and explains the whole structure, what makes it function. But you happen to be a person who had seen a table. So his whole talking is totally superfluous. Not only does he not add to your understanding of the table, he completely interferes with the reality of it.
This is illustrating
that if there is the oil ha'atzmus, then the ha'or is nisbatl. The understanding of it is nisbatl. Having said that, I'm immediately reminded of I'd say a painful phenomenon, that the whole scientific world process trying to explain the world in this scientific manner. One principle that is a preamble to the whole thing: don't trust your eyes. Because if in fact you would trust your eyes, then this whole thing, this will lose significance. Yes, you can explain certain things practically if there is a function to know it. But it would lose, you would certainly not be explaining it at its fundamental level. Because that thing dissipates completely in the presence of the reality itself. Being that Igulim is in that category, that it does not stand for its own presence. Its Ayin is only the ha'ara, only the message that it carries. Therefore, if the oil ha'atzma should be, the oil ha'elyon should be effective on it, it would be misbattle agam. In our world, a person amasses enormous wealth, and he's very proud of his accomplishment, and he makes it known what he has accomplished. Then somebody explains to him that he should understand that what enabled you to amass this wealth is the Meibush's presence. It's not anything that you've done. You were just an instrument in the process. He's devastated. You mean to say I've done nothing?
Just maybe a off question, but the whole idea of the ha'ara being this battle by the ha'atzmi, isn't that a good thing? In other words, being replaced by something much more significant. What's the
Okay, we'll talk in terms of the way it is in Yosher. I'll answer your question directly. The Oir Atzmus, from Atzmus perspective, is always there. It doesn't need to be manifest. What is the point of its manifest of Gilui Atzmus? That it should be recognized even beyond its own presence.
battle the ha'ara? There's no one to recognize it.
Like we say, listen to this. We stand up. Why do you stand up and say Shemoneh? Why can't you sit sitting and you concentrate and think of the words that you're saying? Why do you stand? Because Shemoneh is Gilui Ha'atzmus. You're in front of the king. You stand. Who can relate to that? Who can absorb that type of a concept? I mean, it's serious. So in terms of Gilui, this is much greater.
What's much greater?
Yosher,
The Mitzvah is that is.
He is a keli to be megala. That's what this means.
Even in your example, even if it's not makabel, you're standing in front of the king, but you're a kli, but you're not taking in this.
You're standing up.
Are you taking in the orel?
To the extent that you can take it. What do you mean taking in? You're not even taking in, you are standing in front of it. That's the reality. You stand in front of it and you bow and you walk back and you walk forward. It's a reality.
It seems more the sense of Igulim.
No, where's Igulim?
If it's not
In Igulim there is no I'm in front of you.
Okay, but
I'm inside you.
So then where's the makabel?
The one who recognizes that he's in front of the king.
The one who recognizes.
One who recognizes, or knows that he should be recognizing, but the whole concept is possible.
And part of this is that the recognition is not mevatel. It's not mevatel the one who's
Right,
recognized.
not mevatel mitzias fakert. His mitzias announces that presence.
And even if his recognition is full and completely appropriate, it still wouldn't mevatel.
No, there's no way.
That's
it. That's it.
No chance.
No, you didn't understand what he said.
What?
You didn't understand what he said.
I understood what he said.
Yeah, okay. Now, my yeshes is not, nobody can be bottom of yeshes. Is that what you meant to say?
But it's an amazing thing because the gilui of the etzem, like you said, there's no relationship there. There's the melech is everything. Everything is contained within the malchus, but yet the neshama, the person, is not mevatel by that recognition. In other words, he's completely within it. In other words, we have two.
He is bottled to it. He's not within it. He is amitzius.
He's bottled to it,
submits
but
to
not mevatel by it.
Right. He submits to it. The Shemoneh Esrei, as we're talking about, is structured. First you, so to speak, greet the king, then you request whatever resources you need in order to fulfill his mission, and then you are separating. You're saying, okay, I'm ready to go and do my duty. Not okay, I'm here. I'm no more. No, I'm ready to go and do my duty.
The environment of Igulim is of the Tachton. This is something other than oil. No, it's the one within the other, the Igulim. What? This is not. It's not Orelion. What is it?
No, it is Orelion, but the Tachton becomes this battle. It's not a form that it is being transmitted from the alien to the Tach. It's being absorbed.
What's the purpose of the what's the purpose of the Igulim? I mean, you said that there's, the Eibishter wants that it should be recognized by the Lamata. The Igulim is not able to recognize the alien.
I can, this is really from left field. Okay. But for one thing, you cannot really fully identify the significance of Yosher if not first analyzing the Igulim. Right?
To be a Metzius B'fnei Atzmo is a prerequisite for being, for acknowledging.
I will be Yosher, but in the case of Yosher, Yosher means, as we explained, Yosher means a straight line. What does a straight line mean? Not that he is detached and he does not recognize the source. Not recognize the source is Klipa. We're talking about Dush. And the oil Elin is actually coming down from the Elin, and it extended his nimshach into the Tacht. But it's nimshach in the Tacht in a Yosher manner, which means that there is a Elin and there's a Tacht. It'll be in two separate places, and it goes from the top to bottom, not being encompassed. So there, liyois hamakabel, being that the makabel hu b'bchinas mitzius, being that the makabel is b'bchinas mitzius, we also have b'chinas mitzius. He has a mitzius element. This is how he receives things, through his mitzius. Mitzius dover, excuse me. Harehu yochel lekabel, thus he is capable of accepting gam bechinas ho atzmus, even the atzmus bechin element, v'lo yizbate, and he will not cease to be. What? How is the bechinas ho atzmus? How does he receive it? He stands up in front of the king. Here I am. Lo yizbate.
This attracts the Metzius attracts the Or Elyon? I'm trying to get it.
We're trying to get it, so try to get it, but not flow away from it.
I got the fucking knife.
Let me explain to you this. The reason this is being presented to us is because we are Metzius, not a fish. As I said before, we are used to the the whole scientific method is to make us think like fish. There is no concept. There's one thing forcing the other.
That would be fishy. That would be the fish.
There's no concept. There's no reality in it.
So if one thing's forcing another,
one thing's forcing the other.
Yeah.
That's it. That's Choch. Like I said, 1 and 1 is 2 ones. Is there a concept in it?
Oh, so that would be like Igulim,
This is like Igulim.
Okay.
You're identifying things
floating around.
within the same reality. This is, in fact, this is what makes it so difficult for us. We're used to thinking that way. When do I understand something? When I have eliminated the whole separation between the Inyan, between one and the other. I see how this pushes this. Seichel and Midas. So, however the psychologists explain it, it's sickening. Seichel affects Midas. It illuminates Midas. When a person is actually acting, he's not at a loss. He is doing something and he knows what he's doing. Not in a rage, at a loss. He's not at a loss. He's always in control. He always knows what he's doing. Das ist Yesher.
You say the sentence of Ya'avar B'Yeshelios Makabel Hu V'Finas Metzius Davar Rehu Yachol Lakabel Gam.
Gam beginnen zu Atzmus, wo is battle. He can stand in front of the king. Lo is battle. Lo is battle. He is bottled to the king, but he is bottled to the king. There is an entity that's bottled to the king.
No. And this being a
The
bit.
thing is that when you toivel yourself, let's say in the water, and there's fish floating around, living fish,
No problem.
it's not a chtzitza.
Right.
It's not a chtzitza.
But this being Metzius is not a problem.
What?
This being a Metzius is not a problem. This is.
It's a problem if you are not recognizing the atzmus. But if you recognize it like that makes it possible to recognize it and to reveal it.
That makes it possible.
This is where Klippa is sourced. So, I'm a Metzius, I don't need that. In Gedusha, I'm a Metzius, and this becomes instrumentally me receiving the highest in Yoni. This is it for this morning. Now go and receive the highest in Yoni. What? Have a good day.
Yeah.
Sheer what?
What he said?
Sheer? What's he saying?
Yeah, tonight there's a shir, yeah.
What's that? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday to you.